Shalom, shalom. We're gonna get into it today. We're gonna talk about the great city, mystical Babylon. We're gonna get into first. We're gonna describe the city first. Alright. So, what is the great city of Babylon? The great city in this passage. I'm reading from a website, so like break it down. This the breakdown of Revelation 16, 19, and 21. So like the Apostle John wrote, now the great city was divided into three parts, and the city of the nations fell, and great Babylon was remembered before Yahweh, the God of Israel, to give her cup of the wine and of the fearfulness. The fierceness of his wrath. Then every island fled away, and the mountains were not found, and a great hail from the heaven fell upon man. Every hailstone about the weight of a talent. Man blasphemed the God of Israel because of the plague of the hail that was cast down from the third heavens. Since that, the plague was exceedingly great. Revelation 16, 19 through 21. Okay, so what is the city we're going to talk about? The city is, just look at it. Like, what city, or should we call it, what country? Because city in the Bible can mean many things. See, all where the city is like just a city, or you from this state, but you know, this state or this city. But in the Bible, it can mean the country, so, or continent. So that great city is really the U.S. Like people wouldn't think of it like that because, this is where we live. But really, the great city is U.S. Babylon, this is where you seeing babies getting snatched. This is where this is where you witnessing and you hearing about babies getting snatched, sex trafficking, abortion, you know what I'm saying, all manners, all manners, certain political powers, certain, just, it's, okay, really the U.S. is all countries in one. That's why it's the great city, because the U.S. is all, every country is in one. Every culture practices is in one in the U.S. That's one way you can look at it as being the great city. Secondly, okay, we're gonna go down. We're gonna not digress. The great city in this passage refers to the mystical Babylon, Revelation 17 and 5 and 18, 18 through 10. And we're gonna get that in the scripture. Alright, so Revelation 5. Okay. We're gonna start at 4. Revelation 17 and 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Now, and upon her head, her forehead, was a name written, mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of the harlots and the abominations of the earth. And we're gonna go ahead and read all the way through. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. See, she's drunken with, like, every persecuted Jew, every persecuted Jew, every fallen slain Jew. She's drunk in the blood of that. Now, you know what I'm saying? And in a minute, we finna see what take place where she's gonna be attacked. And another thing, this she could be this she is, nah, I ain't even gonna put that out there, so like, forgive me. But, this being the great city, and us just knowing the U.S. and we all that sit back and we just been like, man, the U.S. can be doing this. man, or even in our small towns, even in our cities, even in wherever we resided in the U.S., we all had that moment. We was like, oh, this can be happening in the world. They need to be doing this, or they can be doing this. You know what I'm saying, for the grown ups, or they can do this for the kids. See, thing about this is, you know what I'm saying, the U.S. don't care for one. That's for one. Before we get into, you know what I'm saying, the great city and talk about the great city, the great city don't care. You see how they take everybody culture, they take everybody culture practices, they take everything and they mixed it in one country. They mixed it in one whole, you know what I'm saying? The United States mixed everybody culture in one. You know, but not to digress, the mystical Babylon at the end of the time will consist of papacy, or whatever we call it, papacy, apostate, um, uh, protesting, Protestantism, and modern spiritism, verse 13 and 14. At the voice of God, the God of Israel, Revelation 16 and 17, 17 and 17. This threefold union of fallen religions establishments will lose its unity and power to the end. And this is what it's talking about, the churches. You know, you seeing all these TDJs, what's the other guy name? Glenn Jenkins, and you know, these pastors. You know, all these pastors. And if you look around, even if you just scroll on YouTube or you scroll on Facebook, you might see camps. They in front of these churches, like they telling them what they not teaching, what they not bringing out in the churches. Like right now we dealing with apostasy, degeneracy, you know, hypocrisy, all this. Like, right now these churches, like, they being kicked out of their own home, their own church, because it's not man doing it. It's not the hand or the will of man who's doing it. It's the God of Israel. Because simple fact, they play a big part in this great city. They play a big part in mystical Babylon. With source all the sorceries, all the witchcraft. When we trying to search for the truth, it be so many distractions. Who you think put that in motion? Who you think brought that about? But not to digress, we gonna still get into it though. We gonna still get into it. So follow along. But okay, this threefold union of fallen religious establishments will lose its unity and power to act. The city of the nations refer to the political organizations of the earth, which are represented in verse 13 and 14 as the kings of the earth. Thus, the political forces of the earth will all lose their unity and gold that united them under this sixth plague. Now, when it's talking about political forces, this is what we're talking about. Okay, we're gonna go to Ezekiel. Let me see Ezekiel, where it's talking, we talking about Magog and Gog. These are This is Russian, and all these wars that's happening right now. You know, this is them. This is talk about them, and we're gonna get to it. Let me see. It's lucky. We're gonna go to 38, Ezekiel 38. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, which is Russia, the land of Magog, um, the the chief prince of Meshech and Tabal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus said uh, the Lord thy God, God of Israel, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tabal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. And see, ooh, ooh, see, that's crazy. That's crazy. But look, I'm gonna get it in with chapter 38 of Ezekiel, all the way down to 4. Now, when it's talking about how it's putting, it's this is this is all this taking place for the deliverance of Israel, for the deliverance of Judah. You know what I'm saying? For them two kingdoms. You know, for his people. You know, even though he made all this, but his seed, his chosen seed, his seed from the royal priesthood. This is all this to take place. It got to take place. Everything gotta fall. Even we gotta fall. You know, for him to lift us up and bring us back to deliverance. Back, raise us up back with deliverance and restoration. All through prophecy, all through the spirit of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? He's spiritually sending prophets, sending the spirit of prophets to to prophetically minister unto us through his prophets and through his third heaven angels, his hosts. Um, but we're gonna go to 5 too, and it said Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer, and with all his bands in the house of Togar, Togarma, Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the lands, and they shall dwell safely of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, though and all the bands and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh God of Israel, it shall also come to pass that at that same time shall these things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think of an evil thought, and thou shalt because so like I'm gonna stop right there at verse 10, 38 and 10. Now when he said, okay, I'm gonna read it again. When he said, thus said the Lord, the God of Israel, it shall also come to pass at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think of an evil thought. See, this is what it's talking about. Rumors of wars, like heads gonna be on collisions. You know what I'm saying? Kingdoms divided. These around the times, it was still kind of like around the times of Antiochus. You know, Antiochus the Great. When it, hold on, cause I got this breakdown down already. I got it written down already. I could bring it out, but you know, it's like, but this is dealing with um the king of the north and the king of the south as well. See, it's many prophecies that's in one. If you follow me, like it's many prophecies that's in one. That being said, it's like it's gonna be a roller coaster ride. Like a lot of things we going through, it's gonna be like up and down, up and down, up and down. If you follow the prophecies and you actually be trying to know and be like, dang, that's finna come to pass, or like if you just picking up the pieces, you picking up the hints and the clues that I'll be sending among us, like you gonna be like, dang, that's coming to pass, that's finna come to pass. Oh, this match right in this, what I'm saying, it fall right in the line with this prophecy. Like a lot of the prophecies that's going on that might seem big and is in its own region, is in its own, domain. It's actually lined with this other prophecy. But you know what I'm saying? All these prophecies in one. That's right there and is in all in one. It gotta come to pass because of the fall of the great city, which is Babylon. You know what I'm saying? The tower gotta fall. Babylon tower gotta fall, man. All this wickedness, all this, this the sins it's to the earth. I mean, to not the earth, so like to the heavens, to the third heavens. It's piling up. You know what I'm saying? Now it's different practices being used among us now. Like we, spoil went to the hands of the wicked. So now we we gotta basically bow down, not bow down, but like we gotta, since the fact that we sin, he let us um he let us worship the gods, of the gods of the nation that we failed to. So right now we getting grafted in, even the Gentiles being grafted in at this time. We being pulled back now. You know what I'm saying? So not to digress, but why I stopped at the political. Okay. Thus, the political forces of the earth will also lose their unity and goal that united them under the sixth plague. So now we're gonna go down to who will the world be attacking, but it states the world will attack mystical Babylon. The world gonna attack mystical Babylon because they had to drink. They didn't have to, but this lady, so called, she made them drink, from that cup that she holding on that beast, you know, from the same cup that she holding while she sitting on this beast, while this beast carrying her. That's the same cup that she drunk from when she was drinking the blood of the saints. The same cup. Okay. So now, at that time, there will be a dreadful awakening among the nations, as Yahweh, the God of Israel, voices heard with the command to deliver his people from their enemy. Now, the former components of the universal political combine of Revelation chapter 16 and 13 and 14. Through 14, begin to fight amongst themselves. Right now you got like, and this another thing, like, cause like I said, it's a lot of prophecies hidden back to back. And then you got wars, you got social wars, you got political wars, you got economic wars, you got sanctions, you got it's all type of wars, but it's all gotta come to pass for us to get back to who we truly are. Cause right now, like I stated, we all. That's why everybody is really in Revelations. We in the book of right now. Everybody in the book of the prophecies more than anything. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be in the book of the law, but at the same time, everybody who teaching or everybody who bringing out a certain teaching at this point in time, they in the book of prophecy. Because right now it's prophecy coming about. And wars, like that's all what's happening right now. Prophecy, wars, famines, sanctions, you know, awakenings, you know, political things going, like everything on, economical, political, statistical, all this happening. So not digress, but okay, let me see. Begin to find it. And the 10 kings of Revelation chapter 17 and 12 through 16 take revenge upon mystical Babylon. Revelation 17 and 17. So we're gonna go there. Revelation 17 and 17. We're gonna go there. So like you bear with me. Alright. We at Revelation 17. And there came, I ain't gonna read all the way right there. I'm just gonna go to 17. Might start at I'm gonna start at 16. Revelation 17 and 16 through 17. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, thou shalt hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God, the God of Israel, hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast. The kingdom unto the beast, unto the word of the God of Israel, word shall be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So, that just sums it up right there, man. So it's like, let me go back on 16 where it states, it's talking about the 10. I got that. Let me get that. Let me go to my other Slacky girl with me. Where it's talking about the 10, the 7, hold on, Slacky. was talk about the 10 horns and the 7 heads. You see, shit like you bear with me, shit like you bear with me, cause that's gotta be brought out, you know. Let me see. Man, I got so much things I've been writing. Just breaking this back, and back. So now back to what I was saying. I'm still searching for this page that I already got the breakdown so I can go to my notes. Let me see. Like you, bear with me, stay with me. Let me see. What's this? What's there? That's the pages. Okay. Even you know what I'm saying. Even through this time we was dealing with Dark Age wars, man. We was dealing with that as well. Dang, I hope I ain't passed. Let me see. I made it past something that I had, but I just like it there with me, or I could just go and get it. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just search that up real quick. Searching that real quick. So, okay, the 10 horns. 10 horns. See. Cause that's another thing that when it's talking about the 10 horns and then the 7, the seven heads, and you know where it's talking about the statue dealing with Jeremiah and dealing with Isaiah. Well, I think that was Isaiah, but it was when they threw them threw 3 Israelite boys in a furnace because they didn't want to bow down to the statue. Even that statue where it was gold, brass, I think metal or something like that, or iron or something. I got that too, but I'm still trying to find where is it at. I'm gonna get it though. Cause I was supposed to be broke this off. But then again, I might just emerge to Tyre. I might just emerge to Tyre though. Cause I need to get that out too. Let me see. Man, it should be like right here, man. Tell you, man, it should be just like right here. So like it bear with me. It should be right here. I ain't gonna keep flipping too long. But I know I got it. It should be like boom right there. Yeah. See, this is with this when Israel was in the captivity of Assyria. See, Israel played into the enemy schemes. You know what I'm saying? They was worshiping their idols. They was, you know what I'm saying? It was the cows. They was building cows of idols. They was, laying upon the shoulders of one man their their graven images and their molten images, for him to bear, for him to go off. Cause you gotta understand, it wasn't just cause Israel as a whole was like they was going off. You still had people among who was keeping their integrity, so they was doing all type of wickedness stuff, So, but this was Israel captivity of Assyria. They played in their enemy schemes. This was what had led them into the captivity. So, the 7-headed beast and the 10 horns. The beast systems, which is Babylon, statues of nature, nations, Israel, the northern kingdom, Samaria. In Samaria, Assyrian took them captive. They went into captivity with them. Let me see, cause I had a more like well put together breakdown of it. Let me see. I want to say this shit right here though. Let me see. Yeah, I can put this in there too. But it's like Israel was, let's see. writing was trash. But let me go through okay. That was it was paganism, you know what I'm saying? We had paganism in our worship, just like we still is. I believe we still coming out of it right now, but we got to come out that paganism. We gotta come out these Babylon holidays like Thanksgiving. We got to come out of Christmas. We gotta come out of Easter. We gotta come out of this shit. We gotta come out of Halloween. We gotta come out of it, bro. Cause every day. I mean, every holiday that is with, it's a spirit that come with it. You know what I'm saying? You might think, oh, cause when you don't know about it, you gonna feel like you doing something right. You gonna feel like you should be in the spirit. You should be. Nah, see the spirit, and that's when it take over people. Cause you gotta understand, there's witches and warlocks and all this among us who know that these are, you know, that these are, it ain't our holidays, you know. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they might keep it for all these, this for the kids. I'm just doing it for the kids, but at the same time, we still gotta look at it. We still bring them up in these pagan customs that ain't even our customs. And we got a whole book that's our history. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's the history. You know what I'm saying? Of our people. What dietary laws or what holidays, you know what I'm saying? Right now, in a minute, we finna a feast finna come up during the Pentecost. That feast finna come up if I'm not mistaken. I think Passover finna come up as well too. I gotta look on the calendar. Like we got our own holiday. Like we gotta come out of that paganism too, cause it's sin is all idol worship. You know, so come out of Halloween, come out of Christmas, come out of all that. But yeah, we was serving the heathen customs, making them commit commit whoredoms, adultery. That's adultery right there. You don't gotta necessarily lay down with nobody to commit adultery or fornication. You can commit adultery or fornication through just worshiping other nations' customs, worshiping their holidays. You know what I'm saying? That's in James 4:4. Let me see. Let me go back to it. Go back to it. Yeah, yeah. Hosea was put this time of there was the time of Hosea. He was put in prison for the pay Assyrian tribute. You know, he had to pay a tribute. You know, but I don't think he ended up paying it, and it was like, he ain't paid, and they threw him in prison. I was just going over this, like I got all this somewhere, but I need to find it. I'm gonna put it in the video. Once I really just find it, this is still around the time, like this goes back to me saying all these wars and everything going on. They got war installments, like they you know they mixing humans with transhumanism, like iron and clay, cybernetics, you know, just universal transhumanism. It's and they was doing this through the military traps. All these are spiritual matters. That's why I say right now, everything you like, it ain't even gotta be physical no more. You know, harm can be done in all different ways. But so like it, they was having dynamic stipulations and technology implication. This DARPA technology, these brain chips, these biometrics. You know, man, man, it's a lot. But it's a lot of keys. A lot of keys. I'm finna get it now. I'm finna get it. I gotta get it to y'all, man. Let me see. Soon I find it, but then again, we gon' get into. We gonna get it, cause I'm gonna add all this in one. Cause like I said, all that, not what I said, but like what was wrote. Like it's already wrote like that to where all these um prophecies one back to back, one come, you'll get your little break from one of them, and then it'll be a whole nother one hit, boom. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just crushing, it's coming down more. You know what I'm saying? It's coming down more. So but we gonna get into Ezekiel I want to say they say, let me see, Ezekiel 27. I want to say that's 27. Nah, let me see. Nah, cause I got a bit of Slocky. See, I'm steady having to go on and go on it, but I got y'all. It's real. Just hold on. Okay, we're gonna go to Isaiah 20, the burden against Tyre. It was a promised judgment against Tyre. Sailor of Tyre agonized when they heard the destruction of their home port. You know, Egypt gonna be in agony too because they was doing business with Tyre. They was doing business with them. You feel me? They had trading they had a trading post. You know, with with Tyre. You know what I'm saying? On them waters, they had him. They had it. You know, they was shipping. They ship what they was trading, whatever items they were trading. Matter of fact, I'm finna get that too. I gotta get that too, cause it's all in one. The fact that you know, he's speeding at the time. I was speeding at the time, so you know these prophecies back to back really. You know, so after a while, see now it's famous now, but like it's just not on a big thing. They just like with the health departments and when all these plagues is coming about. You know what I'm saying? We just thinking it's illness, but it's plagues coming about too. Like these really just plagues. But not to digress, um, man, I'm finna get to it though. It's like I ain't finna keep holding up. I gotta go and get back to it. So burden, top, cause I just got it. Let me see. I just went through. Let me see. Let me get the breakdown again. Nah, I got the breakdown. Let me see. We back. Okay. So this now I'm finna get into what Tyre was trading when they was doing their trader sports with Egypt. They was not only Egypt. I'm gonna break down who all they was doing it with. Who so I get get y'all the gist of why Egypt would be in agony as well, and all the other ones that was in a line, on one accord with the trading sport. But okay, let me go to it. So Tyre exports shipments from Egypt all the way down to Ethiopia, which were it was like, hold on, 'cause I think this is where it's just really just like modern. I think so. Yeah, this. Let me go back. But you hear what I just said? Like they go through not only Egypt, they go through all the way down to Ethiopia. So just in between, you gotta look at the in between as well. But not digress. I'm finna go and get my breakdown that I already got. But Egypt was a trading post of export trades, and their come and they corn. It was corn as well. And their corn trading wars on the line, serving as an outpost against the Assyrians under Sergeant and Sennacherib, person owned against Ethiopian dynasty and in Egypt. So like you hear that? So man, they was going against the Assyrians. That's another thing, That's another thing. This see when captivity come about, it don't only because um we breaking laws. We can go in captivity because that and because you know it's no we ain't giving supplies to these certain people or we ain't paying tribute with these certain people. We basically cutting out the middleman, you know. So, cause 9 out of 10 they probably was going through their land. They was going through lands. They had to been going through their land to even get some of this, pushed off. Cause we probably had Assyrian in these lands. They had Assyrians in these lands. So Okay, I understand. Yeah, Egypt. Okay, Tyre market. Tyre market of the nations, her slash its merchants was prince. They were princes. Living like it as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was living like princes among this establishment. And it was gonna be destroyed. So like what I'm using. Like it ain't, it already came to pass, but it's gonna happen again. It's just in our time. But he said it will be destroyed, laid waste, and abandoned. And these exact princes will flee from its own safety, but will divide amongst themselves anywhere they reside. And our judges it's gonna pursue you no matter where you go. You know what I'm saying? And like it stated, our judges pursue trespassers if not yielded unto him. You know what I'm saying? Not yielded unto his laws. Judgment on Tyre shall Judgment on Tyre shall be a warning in all persons, in the midst of all people, places, to take heed, to cast down their pride. You know what I'm saying? Not just their pride, the pride that is, the people who witnessing that judgment, it's for them too. So they be like, oh, put your pride to the side. But the Chaldeans, which is the Babylonians, will be an instrument for these judgments, meaning, all this affliction we're going through, it's gonna be, from the damn Babylonians. It's gonna be from them. All this affliction, all this agony, all this anger from these afflictions is gonna be placed upon us because of his instruments through because of the instruments through, you know, the Babylonians, the Chaldeans. So destruction the destruction of Tyre will injure the commerce. So like it. Let me start over. The destruction of Tyre will injure the commerce of Egypt. Egyptians fear. Damn, let me go and get him out here. Fear army of the king Babylon. They gonna fear the army of the king of the Babylon. You know what I'm saying? That will come upon them. That they might share fate with Tyre. So the basically the Egyptians and Tyre, and I want to say I got yeah. Here you go right here. I was just finna try to look that up, but I got it already written down. So like, but the Tyre, me steady saying Tyre. This is through them lands of the Phoenicians, the Phoenician. You know, this is where the Phoenicians at, and Tyre was a leading city, Phoenician, the great. I think they said the great market or the great mark. Tom Powell, damn. But my only reason why I'm stumbling like cause this, but my handwriting be like I write big and then I write small, so y'all gotta bear with me. So like, Tom Powell of the ancient world, important harbor and the center for the shipping Tyre with commerce and materialism. Tyre, which is the Phoenician, established a commercial empire far greater than one given their size and military power. Tyre was a land. Was an island in the island city slash island city. Um, Island. Wait, hold on. Is I'm saying that shit right? It's like, and they conquered. They conquered. That was conquered by the Assyrians and the Babylonians. You know what I'm saying? The island city was conquered by Alexander the Great in 332 BC. Tyre supplied David. Yeah. See, I'm getting where I need to be. Tyre supplied David and Solomon great timbers. Now this is what talk about Sheba. You know what I'm saying? In the last video I just had, this where Solomon and David they'll come occasionally through them oceans, through the seas, and they was doing trades. It was it's nothing new. Just like how they putting things on a boat and they sending it over here and they sending it over there and they trading and they commercial and export everywhere. It's still happening. But this is back then. See, they was supplying David and Solomon great timbers, building of temple. Great timbers building a temple as well. So they was giving them supplies that was helping them, help build the temple of Jerusalem, as well as projects. They was giving them supplies to do their own, that have their own projects to commerce.